Welcome to Brunch with Brian today. It's actually National Letter Writing Day today. Did you know that? I always like to look at the national days. And so, letters, let's talk about letters. I don't talk about letters that often. I don't, I like to talk about marketing. We have a couple of systems on marketing. So, we are pretty much experts on marketing. But uh, Letters are a certain kind of marketing. Now, that's direct mail marketing. Some people love direct mail marketing and use it a lot. We have one student, for instance, who does, for some reason, he loves the inherited lists. Okay, so there's lists that now, if you're going to send letters, a lot of people think of yellow letters right away. Now, yellow letters is that certain style of marketing that it looks like supposedly a handwritten letter from just somebody in the neighborhood. And it says, "Hi, I'm interested in buying my wife and I are interested in buying your house. Would you be interested in selling or whatever?" And then it says, it's just a real simple little yellow letter with red ink, and the printer prints it. There's a lot of different companies that do yellow letters now. Yellow letters kind of got to be famous. I knew the person who first came up with that whole concept, John McNeil, who we actually shot some video with and was really a nice guy. He's not with us anymore, but he was the one who originally sort of came up with this concept of the yellow letter, and now it's expanded. So it's just a little envelope, plain envelope. Sometimes we actually have yellow letters in our car that are in a blank envelope. And if we're driving around and we see distressed property, you can just stick that yellow letter right on their door. Okay, the gardeners are here today, so my dog might be grouchy. Good boy, Mars. Yes, little Mars. Little Mars. And so you guys know our history of our Shih Tzu names. Our first two Shih Tzus were Mercury and Jupiter, and they're not with us anymore. And then the next Shih Tzu is Neptune, and now we've got Saturn and Mars. And this is Mars, of course. So I want you to think about incorporating letters into your marketing plan. I wouldn't be a bad idea to create some yellow letters for yourself and just have them blank and stick them in blank envelopes. And when you're driving around and see a potentially vacant property that looks like no cars are there, the grass is grown up, the landscaping, there's newspapers in the driveway, whatever, then that's someplace where you might want to just drop a yellow letter. Okay, that's a great technique, and that can a lot of times get you a call back and get you a deal. So yellow letters can be used like that, or you can use it as a mailing program. Now, if you're going to mail out a bunch of letters, there's different kinds of letters. We actually have, if you're targeting pre-foreclosure properties, we have a letter series of 4 letters that actually goes out to pre-foreclosure sellers, people are late on their mortgage. So if you want those letters, let me know. It's just 4 different letters. They come in one of our marketing systems. If you're looking at doing a yellow letter program or any kind of marketing program, I wouldn't mind talking to you about it, because that's, it shows that you're willing to spend money, which is a good thing. And a lot of times people will not spend money on marketing. Oh, where are you going, baby? I want you in the shot. So they won't spend money on marketing, but this is, if you're willing to spend some money on marketing and send out, and spend a few $100 on a yellow letter program, or any kind of letters, pre-foreclosure letters or other letters. I got all kinds of letters. So if you're interested in doing some kind of a yellow or a letter marketing, there's some steps to it, and I don't want you to mess it up if you've never done it before. So send me an email at support@thewolfcouple.com if you're thinking about doing letters. Letters can be productive, but you got to think, what's going to be your return? If you're going to send out 300 letters or 100 letters or whatever it is, you got to calculate the costs. How much are we talking about? Is it about $1 a letter? It depends on the source that you go through. You can get them stamped and created and sent out, for about $1 each, maybe. Do some research on this, because there's some places that are cheaper than others. And make sure you check out their yellow letter or whatever their marketing looks like, so it's it's right. So again, yellow letters or other kind of letters can go out, but you need a list. If you're going to do mailings, you need a mailing list. You need a bunch of addresses, and then you need to get those onto the envelopes. So there's a process of this, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. I don't want you addressing envelopes. That's a really poor use of your time. But letters can be very effective, and we've used letters a lot. We've used letters in other cities. And I know one of our students does inherited properties in his city. There's other students of ours that do foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. There's a lot of different lists that you can target. So that's the thing. You got to get a list. If you're going to do a mailing, a general overall, like hundreds of mailings, I don't want you to just send them to a zip code. I want you to use a targeted list. Now, we have some really good software marketing programs where we can pull targeted lists. So if you're thinking about that, maybe I can even help you with a list if you're thinking about doing some letter campaign. We do have a software program that creates incredibly powerful lists of the hottest properties. So that would be something that we could help you with. But letters can be, you just got to look at your ROI. Anytime you do any kind of marketing and spend any money on marketing, you always got to look at your ROI. So what's your ROI, your return on investment here? If you spend, $500 sending out letters, or $1,000, it all comes down to do you get a deal. I mean, if you get one deal, it's going to be massively worth it. Even if you spend $3,000 on some massive letter campaign, if you would get one deal off of it, it'd be massively worth it. Okay, and that's the thing where people don't spend money because they think, oh, look, I don't want to spend money unless I'm making a bunch of money or whatever. But that's sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and that's the case with letter marketing. If you're going to do marketing with letters, that's kind of a pricey marketing method. It's not free, and you have to have a list. You have to have somebody create all the envelopes, stuff the envelopes, stamp, everything has to get done. Now there's mailing houses that do this for a price, and that's why I was talking about some of these services that you just give them the list. Some of them will help you with the list, and then they'll do the mailing for you. So check that out. If you find anybody great, let me know. I always like good resources. If you find somebody great to do your yellow letters for you, that'd be awesome. But let me know if you guys want to do some kind of a letter campaign. Again, that's a little more expensive, potentially a few $100, maybe $1,000 or more. You can spend a lot of money on letters because you can send a lot of letters out. So whatever your plan is on that, I like letters. If you are not, it's always what is marketing? Marketing is trial and error. It's testing stuff. And that's really what marketing is. And, in the beginning, you're kind of testing a bunch of things until you kind of figure out, okay, this letter campaign always provides me a deal or two or three, and if you can do that and count on it, that's awesome. So that's the start of your yellow letter campaign. I'd probably start off with a few $100, maybe $300 to $500. Try that and see what kind of response you get. But if you get one deal, bingo, that $300 to $500 seems like nothing because you just made, $20,000, $50,000, or you get a great buy and hold property that you may make hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. So today is letter writing day. That's why I wanted to mention the letters. I don't talk about marketing all that often, but marketing is obviously crucial. You need leads. I mean, I go through sometimes, maybe tomorrow I'll go through this. It's a list called the 11 needs for real estate success. And one of those needs is leads, is ongoing leads. There's actually 8 things you need urgently right away when you're starting off your business, including your LLC, your bank account, your checking account, stuff like that to get your business rolling. But then beyond that, you need on an ongoing basis, there's 8 things you need to start. Then there's 3 things you need on a regular basis. And one of those things is leads. One of those things is training. You always should be training, learning more, getting smarter about, investing or whatever you're working on. So the 3 things you need ongoing are leads, training, and following your schedule. So putting in the hours, 4 to 6 hours a week. I would prefer if you kind of make up a schedule with at least 5 hours on it. So 5 hours to, 5 to 10 hours a week, you'd absolutely get there. But you could do it with 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours if you're focused on the right things. So that's great. And so letters can be very powerful. Some people have whole businesses based around letters. So think about incorporating letters into your plan, but know that that is, an expense. But sometimes it takes money to make money with marketing, and it's always a trial and error thing. So if you've never tried a yellow letter campaign, it'd probably be worth trying and see what kind of response that you get. Okay. All right. So I just want to talk a little bit about letters because it's National Letter Writing Day. So good morning, everybody. Ken, how you doing today? Great to see everybody here. Robert, you always got the great emojis going. And William, hey, great to see you today. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Great to see you here today. Oh, and happy Thursday. We had a couple of happy days. I don't know if you guys know this. I think I mentioned it, but we had our grandbaby, our beautiful granddaughter was born on Saturday. So she just had a birthday on December 2. And then my other daughter, or my daughter, not my granddaughter, my daughter, Trinity, she just had her birthday on December 5th. So she had a happy birthday uh, just uh, just 2 days ago on Tuesday. So we got two happy birthdays this week. It was great. So that was great. Tony, good morning. Yes. Okay. You were considering door knocking. Guys, I actually believe in door knocking, but that's not random door knocking. That is a marketing method, but you have to have some kind of a list program or some way to find hot leads in your area. Tony, if you do not have hot leads in your area, I can get you some hot leads in your area with a search in about 5 minutes. And you're such a loyal bruncher here. I want to help you out. So unless you have a really good source to pull your lists, I can help you with that. And if you're going to be door knocking, you're not random door knocking. You're not door knocking, on going through whole neighborhoods and door knocking. What are you doing? You're targeting specific properties. You're printing up yellow letters before you go. And then you're going out to these maybe 5 or 10 properties that you've identified as maybe really close to foreclosure or in some other way, a very good lead or very potentially a very hot lead. I do not want you knocking on people's doors who you haven't even vetted them. It's just a random house. Don't do that unless it's a vacant house, unless you can tell it's vacant and there's nobody there, but then there's nobody to answer the door. So there's no point knocking on that one. So again, though, if you are doing a pre-foreclosure list, that's probably maybe the best one to go door knocking off of. So knowing the people have some kind of pressure to sell is obviously a big deal. And then I'm okay with door knocking. I think it actually works pretty well if people see you right standing there on their doorstep and they can realize you're not just some person sending letters and calling them on the phone, hassling them. You're there to try to help them. Remember, the whole goal here is, and this is your entire approach when you get to somebody's door, is you want to help them. Hey, I'm in the business of helping homeowners who are in tough situations. That's your whole approach. So if you're door knocking somebody, you got to really you got to really play it soft, because nobody wants some aggressive person knocking on their door and what's this all about, and plus I'm late on my mortgage and they're already at a certain level of stress. So you want to take it real soft and slow and just say, hey, what I do is I help out folks who are in tough spots with their house situations, and give them your card, and try to look real nice. And but door knocking can be effective. So Tony, I'm kind of excited. Let me know how that goes. If you live in a winter state, it's a little harder to do the door knocking, right, guys? Who have I not highlighted here? Charles, good morning, everyone. He always says everyone. That's great, including everybody. We're all together here. Sandra, great to see you. And so, guys, I don't see you that often, Sandra, so it's wonderful, and it's wonderful you're commenting. Robert, you're always here. What did you say there, Charles? New grandbaby. Yes, that is awesome. I'm so happy. Her name is Zelfa. Isn't that a cool name? Zelfa Wolf. Zelfa Lily Wolf. I think that's just a great name. It's actually a family name. It was her grandma's name. So it was Kayla's my son, and then Amy's his wife, and Zelfa Lily is the new baby. Zelfa Lily Wolf. What a name, huh? So I like the fact that it's kind of unique and it's unusual, but actually it was very popular back in 1908. 1908 was when this name reached its pinnacle of popularity, Zelfa, because it's kind of an old-fashioned name. It was her grandma's name. It was Amy's grandma's name. But I think it's just a cool name. It kind of goes with wolf, Zelfa Wolf. It sounds pretty cool. And so we really are happy. And thank you guys for your congratulations. We're overjoyed with our new addition. It's our first grandbaby. Um, yes. Oh, okay. You do door knocking on some of the leads that don't have good phone numbers. Okay, that's interesting. That's great, guys. And if you can target, a bunch of them at once in the same area, that's the way to do it. Because then you can door knock on, 5 or 10 houses on the same trip. So that's great. Yeah, if you can't get a hold of them, if they have no phone number, especially if they're a hot lead and they're now, I know somebody, I know a big guru who teaches door knocking, and what he'll do, and this, you decide about this, he waits until the house is going into foreclosure, it's on the foreclosure block, and it's coming up for foreclosure like on Friday. Okay, and then he'll go out there on Tuesday or Wednesday. Now listen, he's got all of his money lined up, he can write a check for a house, so he can very quickly act if the people say, yes, I would love if you buy my house instead of having it foreclosed on. So those are going to be your most motivated people. If you're going out there 2 days before or 3 days before the foreclosure and you're saying, look, you don't want a foreclosure on your record, let me just buy the house from you. And listen, a lot of times we can even buy the house, catch up the payments, catch up the late payments if it's not too late. Now, sometimes it's way too late. The bank won't even talk to you. They won't let you reinstate the loan. And so, they're done with it. And so then you just have to pay off the loan and buy it. Okay. So that's your options though. And so if you're going out there to these foreclosure properties, that's probably going to be your highest conversion ratio. But those are, you have to have funds because you don't have a lot of time to mess around to save the house from the foreclosure sale. So that's a little bit of a, interesting approach. Let me know if you want to try to do that, but that would be some of the houses to target for door knocking. Okay. So, yeah, for getting people to talk on the phone, they hang up on you. That's right. Or they don't answer because bill collectors are calling. But in person, your experience has been good. So guys, that's a good tip from another one of our faithful brunchers, loyal students here, Charles, saying that, it's a good method. When you find people and you're standing in front of them on their doorstep, it's hard for them to hang up the phone. They can't exactly do it. So great, guys. Everybody's given great comments today. And so let's have a great Thursday. Remember our KPI of 20 phone calls in a week, and it ends on Sunday. So are you on path to make your 20 calls this week? That's one thing I always want to remind you. So don't forget about that. See if you can make your 20 calls. And that can be opening calls, closing calls. You can always sit down on Saturday and do a bunch of opening calls to FSBOs and listing realtors. Remember, I want you to develop a realtor network. And this is the time this is the slow time for realtors coming into like the holidays and winter. So this is the time where realtors are looking for something to do. And so if you can find some listings, realtor listings that are over 30 days on the market or have a price reduction or are 60 or 90 days on the market sometimes, those are the ones I want you to target right now and build. And anytime you talk to a realtor, it's not just for that one house, it's for the future. Hey, if you ever see anybody who's willing to take monthly payments, I pay full price for houses if people are willing to do monthly payments. That's that for a lot of realtors, that's music to their ears. So let's great comments today, everybody. I love having a lot of you here and making great comments, and I love you when you give me hearts and thumbs up and stuff. That's always great too. I forget to ask for that. Some people ask for that constantly, but I forget about it. So, but I think it's helpful. Let's all have a great day today. Our affirmation today is, I'm smart about marketing. I'm smart about marketing. Now, if you feel like you're not smart about marketing, we do have some training courses. We have one on social media marketing that's just based on the 15 different social media platforms that you can get on. And then there's another marketing program that deals with all the different methods. So it actually has a whole big long section on yellow letters in there. But that deals with, everything from business cards to roadside signs, bandit signs, and every other marketing method you can imagine. We call it masterful marketing. And so that's a really cool program and has a ton of information about marketing. And normally it's $9.97, but you know what? We're talking about marketing. If you want to do it, I'd probably do it for $4.97. All right, I'm in a dealing mood, and if you guys want to get some help with marketing, I would give you probably either I know a lot of you paid like $1,000 for the social media, but I'd probably do that for $497 too if you twist my arm. So let's get marketing. If that's you're where you don't have enough leads, let's get going with that. And there's lots of different methods, including letters, as we talked about today. So let's see. So I'm serious about marketing. I'm serious about marketing because if you're not serious, you're not getting serious leads. You're not getting enough leads sometimes. So I'm serious about marketing. Let's do that as our affirmation for today. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm serious about marketing. I'm serious about marketing. I'm serious about marketing. Yes. Now let's do deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Hold it a second and exhale. You're all doing this with me, right? Inhale. Big smile and exhale. It's really good to invigorate your body and your mind. One more deep breath in. Real deep and let it go and relax. Awesome. That's so great. All right. So great session today. I'll see you back here tomorrow on Formal Dining Room Friday, as we always talk about. And until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and taking action. And let us know if you need any help with your marketing. Okay. Call the office. You can always call us at 888-RICH-NOW. You know that. And you can always leave a message, or you can always email us at support@thewolfcouple.com. Okay. Did you get that? I hope you did. All right. It's great to see you. Great to see you, William. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So come see me. I miss you guys. I love seeing you. So always come and say hi. All right. See